Hello, everybody. Welcome to a bonus episode of the podcast. This is Trevor Maxwell from Man Up to Cancer. Man Up to Cancer inspires men to reach out, connect, and avoid isolation during our cancer journeys. So today I want to talk about a hashtag that is really special to me. For anyone that's connected to me on social media, especially Facebook, they know that I like to use the hashtag KFG. And a lot of people know what this is, and a lot of people don't. So they're asking me, hey, Trevor, what the heck is KFG? All right, I'm going to tell you what it is in a second, but let me give you a little bit of background. So before cancer, I was not really active on social media. I like all the old people in our 40s, early 40s, I have a Facebook and I would connect occasionally with people on there. Didn't really use much else. And then after I got cancer and started going through it and realized that social media was going to be huge for me in terms of connecting with other people facing cancer, other patients around the country, it really opened my eyes to one of the really great things about social media, which is that, connecting with other people who are going through, walking the same path as you are, who are facing the same challenges or facing similar challenges. And that is something that you don't really have, when you're in your little neighborhood, especially when you're in a rural place like Maine. It's not like I can just go down the street and connect with a bunch of other people in their early 40s who are going through, metastatic colon cancer. So social media has been huge for me. And one of the hashtags that I saw, or it might not have even been a hashtag. It might have just been someone said KFG. And I wish I could credit that person. I'm not sure where I saw it first, but I was like, oh, what is that? And then I saw it explained and I was like, makes total sense. All right. So I'm going to tell you some stories around KFG, but I will tell you what it is right now. KFG is, and this is explicit, so if there's kids that shouldn't be hearing explicit stuff, maybe they shouldn't, hear this part, but I think everyone should hear it. KFG is keep fucking going. And it's just a simple and explicit, beautiful way to say when the shit gets tough, just keep fucking going. Just KFG. Like that's all you got to do. You don't have to do anything amazing. You don't have to, raise any of your superpowers to get through certain stuff. It's just a matter of keep fucking going. So I want to tell you a couple stories from my own cancer journey that were times when like that KFG mindset really came into play. So for those who don't know my story, I've been living with stage 4 colon cancer for 2+ years since March 2018 and had colon surgery, 2 liver surgeries, was on chemotherapy for a while. Now I'm on immunotherapy and I am currently stable on immunotherapy for the past 6 months or so. So my primary tumor was in my colon, also known as the large intestine. And the surgery that I needed to have was basically my surgeon would go in, take out the part of my large intestine where the tumor was and reconnect my intestines. That's what the plan was for me because of where my tumor was in my colon. So my surgeon right here in Maine Medical Center in Portland, Maine, April 2018, went in and did that surgery and it went great. She was able to do the job exactly as she wanted to do. But one of the issues around this particular surgery is when you have it afterwards, after they reconnect your intestines, basically your organs are in shock at that point. They go into shock because they have been, traumatized. So one of the biggest pieces of recovery is that you're basically in the hospital bed waiting for your insides, your digestive system, your gastrointestinal tract to wake up and get moving and be able to, process, your food, liquids and foods and everything else. So sometimes it takes a long time for that system to wake up. And I was recovering from the surgery and my intestines just didn't want to wake up. They had been shocked and they're like, nope, we're pretty much on strike here. So this starts to lead to quite a bit of discomfort. nausea, pain, just feeling really ill. And I can't remember how long into this was, but I had great nurses. I've always had great nurses, but there was one particular nurse who came on for the overnight shift. His name was Aaron. Aaron, he was the man. Just really calm, really encouraging, really helpful. Just, because a big part of this is the mental game. Like, I was really uncomfortable and feeling really sick and feeling really horrible and hoping my insides were going to wake up. But I'm like, man, is this going to happen? And through that night, like, the discomfort just pretty much turned into agony. I was like retching, dry heaving, kind of just writhing around in the bed, just in a lot of pain and having the sweats. And it was awful. And Aaron's just kept coming in, kept checking on me. And at one point, I kind of just looked at him. Actually, at one point, a doctor did check on me, and a doctor was like, well, if your intestines aren't starting to wake up by the morning, we're going to probably need to put a tube down into your stomach to remove, because they had been encouraging me to drink and eat a little bit of food. So at that point, I might have had to have my stomach pumped, basically. And then he left, and I was like, oh my God. And I kind of looked at Aaron, and Aaron just looked back at me, and he kind of just gave me this nod as if he knew that I was asking, like, what am I supposed to do here? And he said, basically, just keep going. Like, just keep being resilient, persevering. Like, you're in a lot of pain right now. You're in the shit, but just keep going and trust that, things are going to work out. And he also gave me some really practical advice. He's like, you want to try to stay on your left side. That helps wake things up more. So sure enough, I just plowed through the night. And that morning, probably just when the doctors were going to come, take me down to have procedures, things started to work again. And my insides woke up, and I was able to, go to the bathroom and get out of the hospital and go home. And, I got a lot of gratitude for Aaron and for being there for me, and just, making me realize that, I was going to get through it. So another story from my own cancer experience that makes me think of KFG quite a bit is when I think about my time taking the lovely drug called oxaliplatin. Oxaliplatin is a platinum-based, like heavy metal chemo that they put in your body, and basically the idea is it goes after and kills, disrupts rapidly dividing cells. Cancer is, of course, among the cells that are most rapidly dividing, but oxaliplatin pretty much goes after everything in your body, and especially goes after your nervous system. I was on oxaliplatin, did several sessions in 2018, and some of the side effects were cold sensitivity. My cold sensitivity was pretty extreme. Like, I would have the oxaliplatin infusion, and right away, if I touched anything pretty much that had any type of cold temperature to it, it was just shooting pains through the hands. And also anything that you drink. So I would drink even like room temperature stuff, like room temperature water, room temperature Gatorade or whatever, would feel like shards of glass, basically. And if it was cold at all, that is like glass going down your throat. And that's one of the effects of the oxaliplatin. So I got used to drinking, warm water with lemon. That's pretty much my go-to. It did all kinds of weird things too. Like my eyesight would get messed up sometimes after the infusions, just temporarily, and then the neuropathy. So the nerves are affected throughout the body, especially in the hands and the feet. So my feet would started to get pretty numb, and I didn't do too much oxaliplatin, like versus a lot of people that do it in the colon cancer world. I did not have that much, but the effects on me were pretty rapid and pretty intense. So my feet would pretty much go numb. On the days that I would have the oxaliplatin treatment, I still wanted to get my walks in because I had to walk every day. Of course, that was like an obsession for me. So to keep the air from irritating and this is like in summer, but still the air would like irritate my throat. So to keep that from happening, I'd put like a bandana around my face, and I'd put gloves on my hands. And I'd just walk out back. So I'd walk to the oak tree or a little bit past the oak tree, whatever I could do that day. But that's another time where I was just like, man, this is hard. Like, this sucks. I feel like shit. Can't really feel my feet. My eyes are bouncing all over the place. I got this cold sensitivity going on. Like, but again, you think of Aaron and you think of others who are just like, you keep going, like, and you think about, man, I can do this. It's rough right now, but, and then you think about all the other people who are on that walk with you. So it's just like, KFG, keep fucking going. And so those are just a couple of, times from my cancer journey when I can really think of KFG impacting me and just having that. I mean, I didn't have the hashtag back then. I didn't even know KFG at that point, but that's the feeling that was in my brain, was just like, KFG doesn't mean that everything is okay. It doesn't mean like everything's sunshine and rainbows and, you're good. Like, just forget about the bad shit. Like, no, it means that you're in the shit. The suck is there. The darkness might be closing in. The odds are stacked against you, and you keep fucking going anyway. And I've learned, now that I'm connected to so many people in cancer land out there facing cancer or giving care to people with cancer, I've learned how many people are doing this. How many people have to KFG every day. And I'm lucky. Like, I'm really lucky. I'm pretty healthy right now. Like, I'm not in pain. I'm not sick. I'm stable on my immunotherapy. I don't know what the long term looks like right now, but right now I feel good, and I'm grateful for that. And I understand that that's not the case for a lot of my friends. Like, a lot of my friends have to KFG minute to minute a lot of the time, every day. And that's hard. So I think that's why I really gravitate to using the hashtag and just encouraging people that way, because I've seen a glimpse. Like, I've seen a little bit of that in my journey. I've had some moments where I've definitely needed to KFG, and I know there's others out there who need to hear that more and need to hear that right now. So if you're out there and you're listening to this and you're in that place where life has really slowed down to the point where you're just getting by minute to minute or hour to hour or whatever it is, but it's effort. It's effort to keep going. I hope that you know that I'm with you, that there are thousands of us with you. Really, that's the message, is KFG, keep fucking going. And you've got an army behind you. And if you need any extra support, if you need to connect with us, manuptocancer.com, come hang out with us, and then come into if you're a guy impacted by cancer, whether you're a patient, long-term survivor, caregiver, we've got the private group on Facebook where you can just come hang out and get support from other guys going through the same stuff. So that's it. That's it for today. I have another episode ready to go for Tuesday, but I just wanted to spend some time this morning as I had my coffee talking about KFG and talking about Nurse Aaron too. I haven't connected with him again. I should probably do that. Thanks, Aaron. Appreciate it, bud.